Jones, Lake Mary, Osceola reach FHSAA Football Championship games. Dr. Phillips quarterback Stanley Anderson Lofton is swarmed by Lake Mary defenders at Dr. Phillips, Friday, September 20th, in Orlando. 4 Orlando area teams, including 2 facing each other, played FHSAA football state semi-final games Friday night. The area matchup pitted Dr. Phillips against Lake Mary in a Class 7A rematch. Undefeated Jones and Kissimmee Osceola are the others seeking invites to next week's state championship games in Miami. Lake Mary, Jones and Osceola all won to make 2024 only the third time 3 Orlando area teams have reached FHSAA football finals in a season. There were 4 finalists in the 2020 season impacted by COVID. Seminole defeated Osceola for the large class state championship, and Edgewater and Lake Minneola were runners-up. In 2019, Jones, Apopka and Edgewater were all runners-up. The FHSAA finals will be played Wednesday through Saturday, December 11-14, at Florida International University. Check here for score updates from across the state. Go to the Sentinel Varsity home page for news on football and other sports. Friday's games. Teams are listed with FHSAA classification rankings, which were updated following region play. FHSAA football state semifinals. Undefeated Jones tops 4 Orlando teams, plus a Lake Mary Phillips rematch coverage by Chris Hayes. Lake Mary, 12-2. Avenges a regular season loss and wins the first state semi-final game in program history. The Rams are headed to Miami for next week's Class 7A state championship game. Junior quarterback Noah Grubbs threw for 209 yards on 14 of 24 passing, and Lake Mary scored all 3 of its touchdowns on the ground. 2 of those were by Parker Perales, who gained 72 yards on 11 carries as a key contributor, with the Rams' leading rusher, Isaiah Thomas, sidelined by injury. The Lake Mary defense made things difficult at times for Dr. Phillips, 12-2, quarterback Stanley Anderson Lofton. He was sacked 4 times, twice by Rodney Joyner, and also by Aries Martin and Richie Krause 3. Anderson Lofton did have things going at times, connecting with Michael Kalishte for an 81-yard touchdown for the Panthers' first score of the game. DP trailed 10-6 at halftime, but on its first possession of the second half, Anderson Lofton directed a meticulous 84-yard scoring drive that was capped by a 5-yard touchdown by Amari Major out of the Wildcat formation. That gave DP a 13-10 lead with 2:16 left in the third period. 2 possessions later, however, Lake Mary moved right down the field thanks to a pass interference penalty, and sparked by a pair of Grubbs to Carson Friedman passes for 21 and 23 yards. Perales scored from 18 yards out, and the Rams took the lead for good 17-13 with 10:16 remaining. Lake Mary took advantage of a botched Dr. Phillips punt late in the game. Perales scored again with 2:30 left, and Curtis Woods sealed the victory with an interception with 1:31 remaining. In-game updates. Curtis Woods, with an interception with 1:31 left in the game, may have sealed this victory for Lake Mary. The Rams lead 24-13. Touchdown. Lake Mary takes advantage of a shanked Dr. Phillips punt, and Parker Perales scores from the 2-yard line. His second rushing touchdown of the game gives the Rams a 24-13 lead with just 2:30 to go in the game. Touchdown. Parker Perales goes 18 yards for a touchdown run, and Lake Mary retakes the lead 17-13. On the 82-yard scoring drive, Carson Friedman had 2 key catches for more than 20 yards each. And a pass interference penalty was also crucial. 10:16 left in the game. Touchdown. Amari Major lined up in the Wildcat position and scored on a 5-yard run for Drive Phillips. The Panthers take a 13-10 lead over Lake Mary after a time-consuming 86-yard drive. It came on DP's first possession of the second half. There is 2:28 left in the third quarter. The Rams come up empty with a missed 21-yard field goal try to end the first half. Lake Mary leads 10-6. Lake Mary calls a timeout with 6 seconds left in the first half. It has the ball at the DP 4-yard line. Touchdown. Dr. Phillips receiver Michael Kalishte finally gets behind the Lake Mary defense, and quarterback Stanley Anderson Lofton hits him for an 81-yard touchdown pass. Dr. Phillips misses the extra point, and Lake Mary now leads 10-6. 1:50 left in the first half. Dr. Phillips gambles on a fourth down play at the Lake Mary 20-yard line, and a bad snap causes an incomplete pass. Lake Mary takes over. The Rams lead 10-0. 5:20 left in the second quarter. Dr. Phillips is struggling to move the ball, but the Panthers get a big break with a roughing the punter penalty on their third possession. Field goal. Lake Mary's Emilio Barcardi hits a 29-yard field goal to give the Rams a 10-0 lead over Dr. Phillips. 11:58 left in the second quarter. Touchdown. Quarterback Noah Grubbs scored on a 1-yard sneak for Lake Mary, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. Grubbs had 3 carries for 30 yards on the 56-yard scoring drive for the Rams. 6:13 left first quarter. News before the start of this game. Lake Mary will be without running back Isaiah Thomas, who left last week's game against Seminole with a knee injury. He will not be playing tonight. Isaiah says he might be ready should the Rams advance to the state championship next week, but is unsure. Background. This is a Class 7A state semi-final. It's a rematch of a regular season game DP won 26-21 at home in September. It's Lake Mary's first ever football Final Four appearance. DP has a 3-1 semi-final record. The Panthers won en route to their 2017 state championship and also in state runner-up seasons in 2010 and 2016. They lost in 2012 to state champ Apopka. DP's loss this season was to 5A Edgewater. The winner will play either number 1 Venice, 12-1, or number 5 Miami Columbus, 9-3, on Saturday, December 14th, at 12:30 p.m.